Yes, you read that right. This is encapsulated rhinestones inside of a press-on nail. This is my first attempt on how I tried it out. When I first got a request to try this design, I honestly didn't know what to expect or how to do it or what to do. So I ran to research and I only found one single video on how to do it, and it was from this creator right here. I'll put the name on the screen, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I achieved that look. So you're going to want to use a sculpted press-on nail. I decided to go in with these enailcouture super sculpted tips. They're like a 5XL square. I'll put the name of the exact ones in the description box, and I'm going to be basically doing the underneath nail method, but it's going to be so seamless and so easy to do. Like literally, I would not expect this to be so simple. So I'm going to be grabbing a layer of top coat, or a top coat, and this is my top coat from my brand Nailsslayedbyval. I'm going to be grabbing the press-on nail, and I'm just going to be putting some top coat inside right here. So I'm just going to apply a thin coat, and this is going to be kind of like the glue for the actual crystals to go on top of. And another thing is you have to use very specific types of crystals. I didn't realize this at first, but the type of crystal you use really does matter. It has to be a pointed back stone. So something like this, you can see that it has a lot of reflex. It is so stunning and beautiful, and you really want to use something that has some dimension. So the back part is not flat. It is definitely really beautiful and sparkly, and they look like real diamonds. So this is the perfect nail set for anyone that has a birthday in April, because your birthstone is the diamond. When my supporter requested that I make this video, I was really intrigued because I really wanted to see if it was possible, and also for all the April birthdays out there, this would be perfect for you guys to try out if you're into the glam sparkly nails. So I'm going to also try encapsulating this big kind of like diamondy type of charm. I really wanted to try a few different things because at this point I had only tried one single method. So I'm just going to be applying the rhinestones just randomly. I was kind of thinking about what rhinestones to add. The reason why I don't recommend adding the flat back ones is because they lose the sparkle. You can't see the sparkle through the nail. I don't know why that is. It honestly is mind-blowing, but honestly try this method out and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. They like turn flat or something. Like you can't see the exact dimension in the crystals. So I do apply some stones. I noticed that the AB flat back stones do work best with this technique. And then of course the pointed back stones work the best out of all of them. So if you have any pointed back stones, those would be amazing. I'm going to put some in the description that would work amazing with this technique from Amazon. That way it's easy for you guys to get quickly in case you want to try this out this month. But obviously if you have some time to spare and you're not in a rush to try this design, getting these types of rhinestones from AliExpress and Shein is so attainable. Like they always have these types of stones on all those websites that I always love to buy from. So I'm going and carefully placing every single stone. I kind of wanted to try to do a layered look, but my pointed back stones were pretty big, so that's why I had to try this on a long nail. But you guys will see in this video, I actually also try it on a shorter nail as well. And you might think like, that's never gonna work. It's gonna be so bulky, like you're gonna be able to tell that it's there, like in the back of the nail. And no, you guys, trust me, you will not even be able to tell. The key is you have to use a very sculpted nail. If you use a really flat press on, it's not going to work. Like you cannot use like enailcouture, oval tips, or even like some Amazon brands that are really flat. You definitely need to use a brand of tips that is specifically sculpted, and I think enailcouture has some of the best sculpted tips. No, not sponsored. If you've been watching my channel, you know I've used their products for absolute years and years and years. But enailcouture's tips are good because of that reason. Like they're really sturdy, but they're also really there's a very diverse amount of nail tips, so you can get sculpted, you can get regular. And Apres, honestly, I just don't like Apres personally. So I feel like the nail tips are kind of flimsy and they are not that good quality. Like you might think Apres is really good, but it's honestly not. Like try out some other brands and then you'll see that the Apres ones are actually not as amazing as they seem. So once I have all of the rhinestones applied, I went in and quickly cured that first layer of top coat that I put underneath. And now since it's cured, I'm going to go in with the second layer here. And I want this layer to be nice and thick. Honestly, I don't know if you have to use top coat for this. I was just basically experimenting. If you wanted to actually wear these nails, you can honestly do base coat or maybe a builder gel or a rubber base gel, but just make sure it's clear. And it'll seep into the rhinestones and give it that fully encapsulated look. You want to make sure that there's no bubbles, so make sure you're constantly looking underneath the nail, like lift it up a little over your head and kind of look at the face of the stones and make sure that there's no bubbles there, because on one of these nails that I attempted, there was definitely some bubbles there, so I didn't realize. And honestly, if you use a good top coat, you won't have little bubbles. Like I'm not talking about little bubbles, I'm talking about like big bubbles that are like gaps between the stones, you know? You want to make sure to fill in all the gaps is what I'm trying to say essentially. But if you want that super clear, crystal clear glass look, I would definitely recommend using a super nice top coat. My top coat has very little amount of bubbles, like almost none. So I honestly didn't have the issue with the bubble of like the really bubbly type of look with this. Whereas if I would have probably used like Beetles or something, I know Beetles top coat has a lot of bubbles, so that's something that I would have definitely struggled with. It wouldn't have been as clear and like crisp looking like glass, you know? So now this is where the actual like I guess like experimenting came into play. So the original video I saw on TikTok did not do this exact same thing. I wanted to create it like a press-on nail, and in the video it was more like a dual form type of nail. So I don't have any dual forms on hand, so I had to try my best to just kind of create something and just try to see how I can do this. So I grabbed some polygel, and honestly I always thought that I hated polygel, and surprisingly this is a polygel that is a sample that I was testing just to try it out. And it's not from a specific brand, it's from my manufacturer. But I love this polygel. It's so nice and smooth. I never thought in my life that I would like polygel, and I've honestly never even thought about even coming out with polygel, because you guys know I don't use polygel myself. But I love this. It's so smooth and easy to use. I just grabbed a random polygel brush that I already had on hand from I don't know what brand. And then I also was using regular isopropyl alcohol as the slip solution, and it was so easy to use. So you don't want to use too much. You don't want the bottom of the nail to be super thick and clunky, like it's going to be so heavy for you or your customer to wear. So I would definitely recommend trying to go as thin of a layer as you possibly can, and this is just enough to where the actual crystals are encapsulated in there, but you're not going to make the nail so bulky. It is going to be so perfect, and you can honestly go all the way fully down to the part where you actually stick it on your nail bed. You can totally do that. I didn't do it because I don't know, I'm not going to be wearing these, so it didn't really matter. But you can honestly test it and have fun with it. Like honestly, this was so fun to do. You can see it's a perfect thickness. It's not so thick. When you look down the barrel of the nail, it is not so thick and chunky. Whereas look at this one. This one on the right is my first attempt. It is so thick and so heavy and really would be so annoying and hard to wear. Whereas this one on the left side is more smooth, really nice and seamless, and I love it. So once I liked the application and I felt like it looked good, now I can put it in and cure it for a full 60 seconds. And then after those 60 seconds are up, I am going to be top coating this bottom part with some No Wipe Glossy top coat. And it's just so beautiful. It gives you the perfect, super glassy effect. And it's honestly pretty clear. If you guys have like a product that you recommend that would make this even more clear and like no fog at all, let me know what product is super clear. I think you can probably go in with acrylic, but I know acrylic isn't always... Like acrylic is clear, so maybe that would work, but I hate using acrylic. So if you have like a gel product that you would recommend for something like this, let me know, because this is so beautiful. Like honestly, I love this. So I just went in and applied some glitter sparkle going down the nail, so you can cover that part that covers your nail bed. And this is a really beautiful technique. It makes it look more like diamonds, more elegant, and like super glam and sparkly. So I love this. And then once I was done with that, I did top coat over the entire nail. Of course, if you're going to be doing this for yourself or if an actual person is going to be wearing them, make sure you buff the nail first and then do all of your glitter and your top coat and everything like that. But because no one's going to be wearing this was completely just for fun. I did buff because I didn't want to waste any extra time, but it turned out so beautiful. And I know what you guys are thinking, but Val, I can't do this. I can't wear those long nails. I totally get it. I'm going to try this on a long length nail for you guys. This is a long sculpted square from enailcouture. It is also a sculpted nail tip, but it's not as sculpted as these really long ones. So I wanted to see if it would even be possible with this, and it was possible. So I'm just going in and applying less rhinestones, of course, because I have less space at the free edge of the nail or on the bottom half of the nail, but I'm going to do more tiny stones and just see if it's even possible. And it is definitely possible. For this technique, I also wanted to try something new, so I wanted to do a few different variations. I wanted to do this without the second layer of top coat on top and see if it would give it that cool encapsulated look still. And honestly, it did look encapsulated because it is technically, but honestly, I didn't love the way it doesn't look like it's floating inside of like the glass effect. So I would definitely recommend that second layer of top coat over these crystals, and it's going to make it look super nice and encapsulated. Whereas if I just go over it with the polygel, it looks nice, but it doesn't look as nice. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just looks different. So I'm going to be curing these crystals and then putting the polygel directly on top. And I'm going to show you guys the actual up close results at the end of this video. And then I decided I'm going to try it one more way. I have this other product. This is also a sample product that I have, and it's just called Acrogel. I don't know what this is. If you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know more than I do. If you guys know what Acrogel is and polygel, like what's the difference between the two, let me know. I'm really curious to know exactly what the difference is. You guys don't mind all the cat hair on my sleeve. Oh my gosh. But I'm really curious to know exactly what the difference is. And this is an example of one where I got that big bubble in there because I didn't fully cover the rhinestones and top coat, and I didn't look underneath to make sure the rhinestones were fully submerged in the top coat. So definitely make sure you pay attention to that so that way you don't have the bubbles, because without the bubble it would have been so stunning. So in this one I wanted to try something a little different. I decided to do a mix of some rhinestones and some different charms that I had, like little flowers and stuff. The flowers look so beautiful with this effect. Like, I know a lot of people have already done this with dried flowers and glitters and stuff, but I've never personally seen any single video of anyone doing it with big rhinestones or anything like that. So I don't know if you guys have seen a creator do it, let me know, but I've never seen it. So when I got the request, I was just really intrigued, and that's why I wanted to try it. So I'm going to be putting this little flower and random stuff in it. And now here is the finished result. I'm going to be showing you guys up close what they turned out like. The one with the flower looks so beautiful, but there is a big bubble in there like I mentioned. And then the other ones turned out so amazing and sparkly. It literally looks like real diamonds encapsulated inside. It is so cool. I was having some trouble with my phone like focusing, so if you see some unfocused parts, that's why. But look at this one. This one looks like literal diamonds just in there inside of glass, like inside of resin almost. And I love this effect. And as you can see, the nail does not look too chunky or clunky or anything like that. I have this on with the nail tab, that's why it's kind of lifted off my nail, but if you were to apply this with glue, it would lay so perfectly. This is what it looks like from the side. And yeah, I really love this technique. If you guys have any other techniques you would want me to try on camera, let me know. I would be willing to try something new. Basically, this is how I did it, and I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!